Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, and this time reviewing on Turbo. Now, as you know, Turbo was a 2013 film that was made by DreamWorks Animation, known for giving us films like How to Train Your Dragon, Road to El Dorado, and also The Prince of Egypt. Now, Turbo is pretty much meant to be... The premise is about a garden snail known as Theo, who has dreams of being the world's greatest racer, and wants to be like his idol and hero, Guy Garney, voiced mainly by the same guy who voiced Flint Hartwood from Cloud Chance of Meatballs, Bill Hardner. Now, I feel Bill Hardner definitely does a good job in voicing a French villain, because it kind of gives him this more distinct feel, and doesn't feel like a too over-the-top Frenchman. So at the same time, you've got his older brother Chat, who tries to be a bit more realistic, and tries to basically be the opposite of him. Chat is basically trying to get Theo to see reason, and the other snails mock and ridicule him for basically wanting to be a racer. So after an incident that happens to him, Theo ends up getting speed powers and ends up becoming Turbo. And at the same time, this does kind of cause unnecessary problems that leads to them being taken and found by Tio, who him and his older brother, run a kind of taco business in a place called the Starlight Plaza. Now, with the Starlight Plaza, you've got some of the other staff members and co-workers. For example, you've got Paz, who is basically the mechanic and mostly a bit of a tomboy. And also, you've mainly got Kim Lai, who is basically a manicurist. And what's actually interesting is that he was actually voiced by Ken Jeong, who's known for voicing playing Chow in the Hangover films. At first, I did thought this was the same actress who voiced Mrs. Kwan from Cat in the Hat and Toru's mother from Jackie Chan Adventures. I have to say, he definitely does a good job. And also, you do have Bobby, who is basically a shopkeeper and a hobby stall who makes custom snail shells. So I feel, yeah, with the other staff members, you don't know much about them, you don't know their reasons for having their businesses, and I think you could have had more depth in it. So I feel like with Tio and his brother, is that they're meant to be a represent of Turbo and Chat, with Tito basically being Turbo with these big ideas, big, schemes, but most of them tend to fail, and some of them, that he does take with a pinch of salt. I feel his older brother tries to be there for him, and I feel you could have had a reason for why, he's always trying to help Tio see reason. So what's interesting is that they do have this kind of snail thing, where we are introduced to the other snails, one of whom, Whiplash, is voiced by Samuel Jackson. And I have to admit, I kind of feel like the snails have, different personalities. Whiplash being the kind of go-to guy, and White Shadow basically being the big muscle guy, and basically acting over the top. And you've got Byrne, who is voiced by Maya Rudolph, known for playing in Big Hero 6 as Hero's aunt. I have to say she does a decent job as Byrne, because she's meant to be mostly the hot type character and all that. So at the same time, Tio sees Turbo as this big chance to help the plaza and help it become something bigger. And at the same time, yeah, Turbo does eventually meet his hero Gandhi, and there is definitely more truth about him. I feel like he's meant to be the opposite of Turbo, and meant to be a representative of what he would become. I kind of feel you could have had another racer who could have been the opposite of Gandhi, and mostly encourage Turbo to follow his goals, unlike Gandhi, who tries to be something he's not. So, at the same time, I do admit the film isn't too bad. I feel it's quick. It doesn't really know how it wants to focus on the other characters. I feel there's more to if we want to know about them, but it doesn't really do it. So I feel with Turbos that I can relate to the character because I want to follow my goals, but sometimes, yeah, people will push me down, push me aside, but I always put myself back up. And what's actually interesting, after this film's release, they did do a Netflix series that was meant to take place after basically the film and add like its own continuation. Now, Gunday does appear in one episode, so I like how they brought him back to have the promotion of being in the series. And what's interesting that, yeah, the premise is almost like the film Ballerina or Leap, because you've got the character who has a goal, and you've got basically those who doubt him, and basically sets out to prove them wrong. And I think somewhere, yeah, Turbo definitely speeded, but definitely crashed through the wall. It's not great, not bad, and definitely I think there was room for a sequel. So I think it deserves a thumbs in the middle. Kind of alright, but kind of okay. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.